lockdown, we are all stuck. There's so much of time, we don't know what to do. So what I'm trying to do is maximize this time which we have got. Although in our busy life, we don't get that much of time. So I love baking and cooking for my kids. So what I'm doing today, I'm making black forest cake. The base is ready. I have to, since there was not much of a whipping cream, I have put normal cream, and now I'm whipping the cream, which will be used for dressing. So I think all of us, we all have got stuck in our homes with no maids, and we have to do all household chores. But despite that, especially when we were working, we were used to much more work. So what I would advise, please stay happy, enjoy this time, try to make maximum of it, whatever you love, whether it is baking, cooking, gardening, or dieting, or exercising, whatever. Please do it. Let's hope and pray that we are out, we as a whole individual, as a society, as a country, as a world, we all come out of it fast. Thank you.
Hi friends, this is Saurabh Jain, Vice President Paytm. So I would say that overall lockdown is a good thing. Be productive. Try to take this pandemic as a basically something positive, and try to think that it gives you time to spend with your family, which you were not getting. And so stay healthy and try to avoid going out and do social distancing, and try to eat healthy. And I would wish all the people best of luck, and I hope this corona crisis goes away and we go back to our normal life soon.
फरीदा बुरे दा पला कर गुस्सा मन ना हंडाए गुस्सा मन ना हंडाए फरीदा बुरे दा पला कर.
Please take a lead and start the session. Before you start the session, just I'll take a few seconds more just to brief to all our participants that today with us, Mr. Shishir Bansal, Chief Engineer, CPWD, Ms. Ritu Gupta, Team Manager, Emergency Emergency Services, Emergency Social Care Services from United Kingdom, Mr. B.B. Vadva, Consultant, Mr. Rajiv Sikka, CEO from Adani Gas, Mr. Ravindra Dayal, Advisor, Maruti Suzuki, Gurgaon, Mr. S.D. Vijayan, Consultant, Defense, Israel, Mr. Ajay Singh, CEO, Ayur Hindustan Group of Companies, Ms. Aditi Jain, Senior Manager, Bennett University, Ms. Akshita, freelancer, content writer, Mr. Rakesh Garg, Executive Engineer, DSIDC, and Mr. Rajiv Soni, soft skills trainer, Miss Manisha Dev, she's astrologer and Vastu Shastra, and as well as happiness coach. Then today with us, Mr. Rajneesh Wadhwa, Director, SGT University, Mr. Jaiswal, Vivek Jaiswal, Engineer, NHAI, Mr. Nitin Makwan, NESCO, and Dr. Dipali Bharadwaj, of course, and Ms. Purva Bansal, she is a law student from Hisar, Mr. Lal Bihari Mishra, GMHR, JBM Group, and Colonel Prakash Tiwari, Member Board of Directors, Grameen Foundation, and many more. I'm sorry if I skipped someone. Welcome you all. Sir, please take a lead.
Yeah, thank you, Rima. I was just thinking that after this disruption that we are having now on COVID, you know, like what could be the next most difficult disruptions? I think that could be of internet. If internet gets disrupted, God only knows that how the world will communicate and how the things will start moving forward. So friends, I welcome you all for this interaction. I was only thinking that sleep in the time of Corona, which the title is, I was only thinking when a man sleeps. I think a man sleeps either when he is free from all worries or when he is physically thoroughly exhausted. And in a time like this, where the entire humanity is worried about its existence, the sleep, and especially if it is a sound sleep, it is a great blessing from Almighty. Friends, I was thinking like, you know, why are we all alive? You know, like suddenly I find that the entire human race across the globe has started following the instructions of their governments, of the medical fraternity. Why has it happened? Means I find that it is the fear. It is the fear of losing the life which has brought this change. In my opinion, people change only under extreme fear or under extreme love. Otherwise, it is not easy to change the nature of the man with which he lives. I at times ask myself, why are we alive? हम जीवित क्यों हैं? I think we are alive because God wants us to live. There may be people much younger in age who may not have survived these many days on the earth as we have been blessed with. So, in my personal opinion and belief, I very strongly believe that as long as the Almighty wants you to be on the earth, there is nothing that can take the life out of you. See, we get the life from God, and I also believe that He keeps us alive, and all the resources that are required for the life to sustain are also provided by Him. Prakriti हमें देती है. But what do we live for? When I try to assess what do human beings normally live for, whether they are children or youths or even old people, I find that everybody wants to be something, wants to leave their footprints in the journey of life. Means everybody wants to do something that can keep them in the memories of their loved ones, of the society. And I also think that the mindset, I find that people again have this mindset that they want to prove themselves many a times superior to others. and to become unique. Their mindset is also, there is also a race to store maximum resources. We have the tendency to store much more than we need in life. Everybody is in a race to rule over others. The human nature is basically of dominance. We want to dominate in families, in personal lives, in social lives. We want to be in positions from where we can rule, where we want that others should just listen to us, just accept, just appreciate anything that we say or everything that we want them to do. Now, a question may be arising in your minds that can human beings leave this typical nature of theirs? I think that the activities are there and will continue also. And there are people now also and in future also who do not keep themselves in the center stage of activity. When people do something, they don't do the things with this mindset, or the essence of the activity is not based that is everything is happening because of me, it is I who am doing it. They are humble enough to just behave as an instrument or as a medium in the hands of the Almighty and just play the role that has been assigned to them. I think you were showing the video, the choice to be happy. I think that only, honestly speaking, what I feel is that only two types of people are always in that frame of mind. One is who are very passionate about what they are doing. The people who are very passionate about the activities in which they are involved in, that gives them a sense of happiness. Or those who assign everything to some natural power and try to practice humility in life. In my opinion, these are the two types of people who are very happy and who, whatever the situation be, कई बार लोग कहते हैं ना कि एक भक्त और दूसरा पागल, यही दो लोग हैं जो हमेशा एक खुमारी में रहते हैं या मस्ती में रहते हैं. One more thing which I observed in life, that whatever we have achieved या जो हमें मिला होता है उसे हम देना नहीं चाहते. I have a grandson who is 4 years old. I find even the toys that have been given to him, if you want to take it back to give it to some other child, he resists. He does not want to hand it over. So the things which we have got either from our parents, families, society, we sort of assign them as if that we have earned it and we have the right over it. Whereas the fact of the life is that the things that we have in life with us belong to somebody else earlier and in future will belong to somebody else. And we in our journey, to whatever extent they are to be with us, they will live with us. And we don't want to leave anything which has come to us. चाहे वो जीवन में मिली सुख सुविधाएं हो, धन हो, पद हो, प्रभुत्व हो, हम स्वेच्छा से आमतौर पर चीजों को छोड़ना नहीं चाहते. उसी तरह, in the same manner, the aspiration to live more, whatever be the age, people still want to live more. Life, the attraction of life is always there, and that sense of detachment does not come many a times, even at that part of life where everything is settled and maybe we would have finished all our responsibilities. I would only say that these are the tough times and we really don't know what is going to happen, but it is the fear of the lives which has put everybody in a different frame of mind, whether they are great rulers, and we have realized now that the power of position or even the power of money cannot come to our rescue. We are returning to our basics. Means we are seeing that people are spending time with families. They are trying to spend times with themselves. I think that this is an opportunity in which we need to spend times with ourselves. We need to introspect. We need to ask ourselves that what is the purpose of this journey? In this race, or many a times in the in the urge to hold everything with us and not letting go. Even many a times we don't even let go the anger which we preserve against somebody who would have hurt us. And who hurts us? जो भी हमारे स्वार्थ को या हमारे अहंकार को चोट पहुंचाता है, he is the person who hurts us. If unknown person means वो कुछ भी करता रहे, we are least bothered. One is कि अपने hurt करते हैं. It is our own people from whom we expect. They are the one who hurts. The unknown man will not hurt you. It is very rare that जिनसे कोई लेना नहीं देना नहीं है, कुछ मतलब नहीं है. It is very rare that they hurt you. But then the people whom you love, maybe there are times when they don't listen to what you want them to do, or they don't accept you the way you are, then you are hurt. So I only want to say that please get out of all this, evolve as a better human being, try to be thankful to the God for all that He has given you in this life. If you are young children, be good to your parents. There is no parent in this world who does not make sacrifices for his children. It means parents, they do a lot of sacrifices for their children to make their life better. I also find that when God gives life to us, He also gives a set of challenges to us. For some people, I find that the whole life has been a struggle and pain, but maybe that was their destined journey. For some people, they start very humble and they reach very senior positions, and many a times they leave their roots. I started as a Mazdoor in Tata Steel, and I became a whole-time director in Honda. So it is a journey. You start somewhere. The point that I am trying to make is that whatever role you have in life at whatever point of time, please do it with all honesty and sincerity. And whatever is your focus, your role at this point of time, if you are a student, please put all your energies, please put all your concentration in studying, in learning, not in mugging, learning, understanding, because they will provide you a horizon of life from where you can choose your own journeys. For the youths, I always keep on telling, my dear friends, please take care of your parents. Means what you sow, so you reap. Like if you will not be loyal to your parents, maybe the times will be difficult when you will need your children to be loyal to you. So please try to be honest and sincere to whatever role you are doing at this point of time. I will not take much time. There are other speakers, and I only want to say that, normally we don't accept the changes of inconvenience. The changes of convenience we accept very happily. What we want to happen, if that happens, we accept it very happily. But if something happens which we don't want to happen, for us to accept that is very difficult. We need to get into that frame of mind. And I want to say that it is all a journey again. How you look upon it, how you look upon life, how you look upon the relationships which are associated with you. Sometimes I feel that it is easy to forgive, but very difficult to forget that you have forgiven. So many a time people forgive others, but they keep on rattling, I have forgiven him, I have done this for him, I have done that for him. As long as you keep on, coming back to these things again and again, they really don't allow you to get out of it. So I find many people, I see Dayal Sahab over here, Rajneesh, so all seniors, and I wish them all very good health and pray to God that life be good for them. Thank you.
I would like to request Mr. Nixon Joseph, President and CEO of SBI Foundation, Sir, please share your views. Hello, Mr. Nixon. Okay, we'll check. We need to handle with this technical errors also. So I would like to request Dr. Dipali Bharadwaj. Dr. Dipali, are you there? Yeah, I can see you. Yes. So Dr. Dipali, please share your views for healthy minds.
Lovely. Pehle to, it's a great honor to speak after and get to hear Harbhajan Singh ji, get to have Chalk Talk to organize this for everybody. I think I salute to Rima's efforts because this is the new way for us to communicate and connect. So I have made a small PowerPoint also because oftenly what we see, we remember more. And as a doctor, I am meeting every day somebody who's asking me that neend nahi aa rahi, we are not sleeping well. So I feel it is of paramount importance. Has my slides come? Sorry for this question. Aapko meri slides dikh rahi hai? I can't hear you, Rima. Sorry. Yes?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, sorry. ये अब यही हमारी लाइफ काफी हद तक हो जाएगी till the time we can get vaccine and till the time carriers can be controlled. And I think a lot of good work is being done by government and I sincerely applaud Rima for this great efforts. So आज यहाँ जो भी लोग जुड़े हैं, मैं as a doctor, अब हम सबको पता है कि हाथ धोना है, आप बाहर से आए हाथ धोए, बाहर से आए तो अपने जूते बाहर अलग उतारे, तभी बाहर गए अगर एसेंशियल नीड है, घर का एक ही इंसान जाए और वो आते ही नीचे से बता दे कि वो आ रहा है, अपना सामान रखे, सीधा नहाने जाए. बालों को तवज्जो दीजिएगा. अगर आप बाहर जाते हैं तो बालों को कवर्ड रखिएगा, बालों को छोटा रख सकते हैं, वरना घर में आके बाल धो लें. ये बहुत जरूरी है क्योंकि शायद आगे आने वाले दिनों में मेरे डॉक्टर फ्रेटर्निटी दोस्त जो अब्रॉड मुझे बता रहे हैं कि बालों में भी वायरस रह पाएगा बहुत टाइम के लिए, जैसे हम कागज और पैसों से डर रहे हैं. तो मैं आपसे ये बात करना चाहूंगी कि जैसे पहले हरभजन सर ने बोला कि जिंदगी में खुशियां लीजिए और ग्रेटिट्यूड रखिए. देखिए, अच्छी जिंदगी का मतलब क्या है? छोटी बड़ी से नहीं मतलब है आप आराम से सोए, पेट भर के खाएं और एक खुशी वाली जिंदगी बिताएं. आपके आसपास के जो लोग आपसे जुड़े हैं वो आपसे मिलके खुश हो, आप उनको कुछ पॉजिटिविटी दे पाए. आपने बहुत बड़ा पोजीशन लिया हो, बहुत पढ़ाई करी हो, वो सब बहुत अच्छी बात है. अपने दिमाग की उसको जिसे कहते हैं सारी विंडोज को खोल के रखिए. अभी इनफैक्ट रीमा मैं आपके माध्यम से बताऊंगी, स्पेशली जो बच्चे जुड़े हुए हैं, हार्वर्ड की वेबसाइट पे फ्री कोर्सेज दिए जा रहे हैं. मैंने भी उसमें शेक्सपियर के कोर्स में इनरोल किया है क्योंकि मुझे ये पेंटिंग आर्टिस्ट्री बहुत पसंद है और आज मैं फुर्सत के दिनों को उसी के लिए यूज कर रही हूँ. ये मेरी स्लाइड्स में पता नहीं पीछे कुछ स्क्रिबलिंग आ रही है, अगर आपको रोक पाए रीमा. पता नहीं आप लोगों की स्क्रीन पे ठीक है, आई डोंट नो.
स्क्रीन पे भी नहीं है.
सो यू नो सॉरी, ये आदत बनानी है हम सबको ऑनलाइन की. तो मैं ये कहना चाहती हूँ कि अच्छी हेल्थ और अच्छी इम्यूनिटी के लिए किसी भी आपकी एज ग्रुप को रोजाना 7 घंटे सोना या 8 घंटे सोना बहुत ज्यादा जरूरी है. संध्या इवनिंग के सनसेट के बाद कॉफी या चाय ना पिए. कोशिश ये करें कि आप सेम टाइम पे सोएं, सेम टाइम पे उठें. मैं जानती हूँ बहुत मुश्किल है, मगर दोपहर की नींद कम लें. हेवी खाना खाने की कोशिश भी कर सकते हैं बेशक आप शाम को. योगा एक्सरसाइज अपने रूटीन में डालें. जिस पोजीशन में आप रोज सोते हैं उसी में जिसे आप पहले सोया करते थे, लेटते थे, उसी में लेटें. लाइट ऑफ कर दें, फोन दूर रखें, टीवी ऑफ कर दें. किसी भी मीडियम से कनेक्ट ना करें 1 घंटे के लिए पहले. अगर आपको आपने अपना अगर पूरा दिन घर के अंदर ही लॉकडाउन में बिताया है तो मेरी राय है कि आप अपना शाम के खाने से पहले भी नहा सकते हैं. अगर 2-3 घंटे पहले नहाया जाए तो नींद ज्यादा आती है, अच्छी आती है. तो आप अपनी रिदम उस तरह बदल सकते हैं, मगर अपनी नींद को संयमित करना, डिसिप्लिन करना. एक डायरी बना सकते हैं आप किस वक्त खा रहे हैं, किस वक्त सो रहे हैं. देखिए, आपने देखा होगा कि जनरली मैं डिफेंस कॉलोनी रहती हूँ, यहाँ इतने सारे रिटायर्ड आर्मी लोग हैं जो मुझसे आजकल कनेक्ट कर रहे हैं। मेरे ग्रैंडफादर फादर सब आर्मी में थे, उनकी लाइफ बहुत डिसिप्लिन थी, तो एक बड़ी लाइन की तरह उनकी लाइफ चलती है। तो इस लॉकडाउन को जिन लोगों की लाइफ में, बच्चों के लिए, एडल्ट्स के लिए, अब अगर हम अपनी लाइफ में थोड़ा डिसिप्लिन ऐड करें तो ये अगले 1-1.5 साल की फाइट में हमारे काम आएगा। क्या खा रहे हैं, कब एक्सरसाइज कर रहे हैं, कब सो रहे हैं, नियमित से सोना बहुत जरूरी है। तो एक रूटीन बनाने की कोशिश करिए, अल्कोहल सिगरेट से दूर रहिए, इस तरह की बुरी हैबिट्स को वैसे भी हम डॉक्टर्स हमेशा कहेंगे, मगर एक स्लीप रिचुअल को बनाइए, अपनी स्लीप को एंजॉय करिए, बी वेरी रिलैक्स्ड, यू नीड टू फोकस ऑन पॉजिटिव थिंग्स इन लाइफ। एंड ये हमने सैनिटरी पैड्स की डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन करी है अभी अपने माइग्रेटरी वर्कर्स में और कोटला मुबारकपुर वगैरह के रोड साइड वर्कर्स में। मुझे नींद आती है अगर मेरी लाइफ कंप्लीट फीलिंग आए, तभी मैं पेशेंट्स नहीं देख पा रही हूँ, मैं रीमा गर्ग जैसे अच्छे जो सोसाइटी के लोग हैं उनके वेबिनार्स में जुड़ पा रही हूँ, तो लग रहा है कि कुछ मैंने आज पॉजिटिव किया। हर एक की अपनी ड्राइव होती है, कुछ ऐसी चीज करिए जिससे आपकी लाइफ में थोड़ी सी कंप्लीट फीलिंग आए, ताकि आपको नींद आ पाए रात की।
Hello, excuse me, ma'am.
जी
Ma'am, sorry to bother you in between. Could you please stop your sharing and I'll share the presentation for you?
Yeah, sure. Because I'm also getting some, on my slide, some scribbling.
That's
Yes, ma'am.
That's right.
Just give me a minute, okay?
No problem. मैं रीमा को फिर से अपलोड करूंगी, क्योंकि ये करना इजी नहीं है। देखिए, अगर आप लोग भी किसी भी चीज में जुड़ सकते हैं, कोई पॉजिटिविटी स्प्रेड कर सकते हैं, तो नींद अच्छी आएगी।
Now it's visible now?
Yes, I think. हाँ,
It's visible now. Yeah. Yes. Yes, Dr. Dipali, you can carry on.
ओके। सॉरी फ्रेंड्स, ये कुछ टेक्निकल चीजें हम सबको कोरोना सिखा के जाएगा, मगर सबसे जरूरी चीज है अपनी हेल्थ को मेंटेन रखिए। ये एक बहुत लंबी फाइट में पूरी दुनिया घुस गई है, अननोन एनिमी है, इसको पॉलिटिसाइज, इसको लोग रिलीजन के बेसिस पे, कास्ट और क्रीड के बेसिस में बांट रहे हैं, जिसको हम नहीं मान सकते। कृपया आपके जो डॉक्टर्स हैं, आपके कर्मचारी हैं, जो आपके कॉलोनी के म्युनिसिपल पार्टी वर्कर्स हैं, ये वही समय है और बाद में भी उनकी रिस्पेक्ट हमेशा बनाए रखें। एंड जो जितना कर पा रहा है, जैसे इससे पहले प्रीवियस लर्नेड स्पीकर ने बोला, अपनी लाइफ में एनिमिटी, अपनी नेगेटिव थॉट्स को कम करें। मैं अपनी स्लाइड्स में सिर्फ यही डाल रही थी कि हाँ, कि ये आप अपनी लेजरफुल एक्टिविटीज को, मैंने आजकल एक नई चीज स्टार्ट करी है कि मैं अपनी मदर के साथ हर रोज कोई ना कोई छुट्टियां जो हमने ली हैं पहले, 20 साल पहले, 10 साल पहले, उनको याद करती हूँ और मजा आता है और खुशी मिलती है। तो आई एम ट्राइंग टू गेट बैक एंड गिव अ पॉजिटिव बायो फीडबैक। तो ऐसा कोई चीज जिससे आपको पॉजिटिविटी आए, थोड़ी सी मेडिटेशन ऐड जरूर करिए, योगा करिए। और एज अ डर्मेटोलॉजिस्ट मैं कहना चाहूंगी कि स्किन पे आज की डेट में, लॉकडाउन के बाद, हम लोग जब पैदा होते हैं तो हमारी बॉडी स्टेराइल नहीं होती, नॉर्मल बैक्टीरिया, माइक्रोफ्लोरा सबके शरीर पे होता है। लॉकडाउन में और लॉकडाउन से जब हम बाहर निकलेंगे, ये मेरी एक छुट्टियों की फोटो थी जो मैंने लास्ट ली, और मैं बताना चाह रही हूँ कि यू शुड रिमेंबर सोल सूदिंग मोमेंट्स, हैव लॉट ऑफ ग्रेटिट्यूड, कंपैशन। सो एज अ डर्मेटोलॉजिस्ट मैं बताना चाहूंगी कि आपकी स्किन पे ये बैक्टीरिया मल्टीप्लाई होंगे, ज्यादा ग्रो होंगे लॉकडाउन में। जब हम बाहर निकलेंगे, जब भी शुरू होगा काम, 20 तारीख के बाद थोड़ी बहुत ऑफिसेस खुलेंगे, जो भी आपका काम दिनचर्या है उस हिसाब से आपका लाइफ स्टार्ट होगी। So outside, pollution will be less worldwide. Traveling will of course be less only for a long time. So to maintain your skin immunity, you should start having more probiotics. स्पेशली जब लॉकडाउन खुले, ये जो हमें इम्यूनिटी मिली है इननेट एक्वायर्ड, इसको बढ़ाएं, इसका फायदा उठाएं, क्योंकि आपके जो नॉर्मल बैक्टीरिया वगैरह हैं वो मल्टीप्लाई होंगे और ग्रो होंगे. So healthy eating, drinking more water, positive thoughts, leading a complete life in your own way, ये हमें एक शायद हर भगवान, हर रिलीजन का अल्लाह ईश्वर हमें यही कहना चाह रहा है कि हम अपनी जिंदगी में खुशियां बढ़ाएं. इट्स ऑल इन द माइंड. जिंदगी इज अ गेम एक तरह से, जो ऊपर वाला ही खेल रहा है हमारे साथ, मगर जो अपने हाथ में है उसको आप अपनी तरफ से बेस्ट अपने काम करते रहिए. And I'll be available for the questions at the end. Thank you, Reema. Thank you.
Pali, and thank you so much. And I'm really sorry for technical errors. We all are learning the new things, trying to be techno savvy. So now I would, now Nixon is there. Hello.
Yeah.
Hello, Mr. Nixon Joseph. Are you there now? Yes. Yeah, Mr. Nixon. Can you hear me, Mr. Nixon?
Yes. Hello.
Yeah.
Yes.
Actually, yes. I was not able to see. So I would like to invite on, I can say, web screen to share your views on sleep in the time of Corona. And as you are doing so much remarkable things, so please start your view.
Okay. Thank you for this opportunity, and the topic is very, very relevant. Harbhajan Singh ji, because sometimes a connection was getting disrupted, so I could not listen to the whole speech, but I could theme and contents which you were sharing with us. It was really informative. The topic was very relevant because without sleep, we all become very miserable. I have found that I'm audible, right? Am I audible?
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. I've seen many people, many friends who are wealthy in positions of power, whom we almost envy. But then at the private moments, they share that they don't have sleep. Many of them have to resort to sleeping pills, or many of them have to stay awake throughout the night. So all these experiences when they share, and then they also share that they are not been keeping healthy because of sleeplessness. Also rises. I used to have comparatively comfort. I used to feel how lucky I am compared to people who are not able to sleep. And for me, I require sleep from 11 o'clock to 7 in the morning. And if I am not able to have sleep, I feel very, very disturbed. Even I find next day's productivity is going for a toss because I
So there is some network issues. Whenever he will come, he will join very soon. So in the meanwhile, Harbhajan sir, can you please?
Yeah, like as I started with it, that what if the internet breaks? That was the point with which we started. Like we are blabbering and we are trying to get across to the technical glitches. I was thinking that what is essential for sleep is the peace of mind. Without peace of mind, for the sleep to happen in life is quite difficult. I was just trying to remember some lines that one of my friend had passed me on. कि रात के अंधियारे में ना काम कोई ऐसा करो, चेहरा जो छुपाना पड़े दिन के उजियारे में, और दिन के उजियारे में ना काम कोई ऐसा करो कि नींद तुम्हें आए नहीं रात के अंधियारे में. So means the acts that we do or whatever we do, if they trick our conscience, then we lose sleep. I think that we all who are associated here at this point of time belong to that fortunate class of society which is still not struggling in comparison to the people on the roads who are not very sure when will they be able to reach or connect with their near and dear ones, when will they get the food on time, and what are the, you can just imagine the type of hardships that those people are going through. So we should be very thankful to God for the condition in which we still are, despite of all the turbulence which is happening in this world. And whatever we could do within our limits to elevate or ameliorate their suffering, we should try to do. If we can't, do some physical help to them, at least, in whichever way, financial help, or, whatever we are capable of doing, or if nothing else, at least we should pray to Almighty to, instill peace in their lives also. So the acts that we will do at this time of crisis for our own selves, for others, from the core of our heart will mean a lot. And that is something which will instill peace and which will bring sleep also.
Yes, sir. Here with us now, Miss Manisha Devsare also. As I shared, hi Manisha. She's astrologer, Vastu Shastri, as well as happiness coach. And here with us, Mr. Rajiv Soni, the soft skill trainer. Hello, Mr. Rajiv Soni.
How are you doing, ma'am? Thank you so much for the privilege.
Yes, and now I can see Nixon also. I think we should give a chance to Nixon once again, because otherwise, once again, there will be network issue. Nixon? Yes, we can hear you now. We are waiting for you.
Yes. Sorry for this interruption.
I think if we switch off our videos, it will become easy for the broadband to get connected. So
right, wherever network issues is there, they can off their videos. Yes.
Yes. Okay. So from where I stopped. So sleeplessness is something which will trouble us, and in this time of Corona, it is natural that we get stressed, and many would be affected by sleeplessness. I am remembering one aspect. I was in Japan when the tsunami and great earthquake took place. People were leaving Japan because of the radiation leak. I was also quite stressed that I'm in such a situation. So it's relating to what happened at that time and what is happening now. The later part, I was in Garo Hills, Meghalaya as regional manager, where the law and order was quite challenging at that time. And at that time, even my colleagues were getting kidnapped. But I remember that I could sleep comfortably. why I used to think why I could sleep comfortably. And even now, after this corona crisis has come, I'm able to have quite a comfortable sleep. I sleep at 11 and wake up at 7. And I used to think, what is giving me comfortable sleep? So I have thought that whatever is not within my control, there is no point in worrying. Therefore, I do not worry about many things which are beyond my control. Of course, this is a time when family members, everyone are getting challenged. When my daughter is in UK, she got stuck there. She went for studying there. She's stuck there. But then I don't worry so much about her, because I think whatever is not in my control, no point in worrying. Second thing is, we all get stressed and stressed because we feel that whatever we enjoyed before Corona, whatever we had before, expectations, dreams, everything have crashed. And it is true also. Like, you go to purchase something, you have to be in the long queue, practice social distancing. You can never go to a restaurant. You cannot go to any pub. All these things are true. But then I believe that this is the new normal. And if this is the new normal, it is we who have to react, respond to it, accepting that this is the new normal. To share with you, running long distance is my passion. And I used to run outside only. I never use the treadmill, because you go outside, enjoy the fresh air. And I always do like that. And I see that at least 5 days in a week, I go for running or jogging. And Corona has stopped that. And many of my co-runners, they have stopped. They're cursing themselves, telling that now we cannot go for running or jogging. But then when this is the new normal, we have to reinvent, we have to create our own solution for that. What I did and I am doing is, I am jogging inside my apartment. And I'm proud to tell that last Sunday, I completed 42 kilometers, full marathon, jogging inside my apartment. And I have come back to my pre-Corona days, in the sense that running gave me a lot of happiness. Now after Corona also, I'm able to do it. I am getting the same kind of happiness. Only thing is, the situation has changed, but then we have to accept it. This is a new situation, and there is no point crying over the situation. Even work-wise, I was very comfortable sitting in an office where there is a structure, where there is everything documented, where everything goes in hard copy. You meet people face-to-face meetings, become more productive. We're used to that culture. But then Corona has changed everything. We work from home. I'm getting used to these webinars. I'm getting used to talking to my colleagues over video. Always responding to emails. So wherever I could talk earlier, now it is email. Instead of documenting by writing, it is now these emails, responding to emails. So everything, like be it in office or in after office hours, everything has changed. And if I worry over the situation, I won't get sleep. But then the first day onwards, I decided this is going to be the new normal, and I'm going to adjust to it. So all those who listen to, or those who are in situations where they are stressed, I will only tell that life, there will be a lot of disruptions. I have personally faced many of these disruptions. But then if we surrender to it, we will get stressed. We will not get proper sleep. So one solution is accept the challenge, and then decide how I can resolve it, how I can face it, how I can be happy as in the earlier times also. And here, like, I am a part of SBA Foundation. So one thing which we do is doing philanthropic activities. So even if we are not part of foundation or anything, as a human being, if we are able to empathize, if we are able to help people who are suffering now, that will give us a lot of satisfaction. It is like an expression of gratitude. That will give us more sleep and will take away all stress from us.
Sir, Mr. Nixon, I'm sorry to interrupt you. I
Okay.
just wanted to ask one question. How do you deal with distractions?
Yes.
While working at home, how do you deal with
Yes.
distractions?
See, in my in my case, I have only my wife and elder daughter with me. So she is also working from home. So she works from home, sitting in her room. I work from home, sitting in my bedroom. Because there is no table and arranged. So sitting in my bedroom, I work from home. Distractions in the see, what I do is I behave as if I am in the office only. I have consistent time for waking up. I get ready, and by 9:30, 10, I am with my iPad and iPhone. As it's kind of distractions, in my case, it is not there. And even if small distractions are there, I accept it because it makes you fresh only. It's not that you are in office, you're working from home. You should be entire on the work. No. My measurement is that whatever work is there have to be completed. So even if there are some, I don't know, minor distractions from my wife or daughter and all, it's part of being at home. And that is the new normal which we have to get adjusted. And as I told earlier, see, there is going to be a lot of disruptions, lot of new things. But then we have to think ourselves how we are going to resolve this thing and not feel bad that this was not as it was in the earlier time. No, this is going to be the new normal. I accept it. This is the new normal where I am in my house. I will get distractions. I will get so many phone calls. I may have to wake up and take care of others. But these are all part of the new normal which I have to accept.
Harbhajan sir?
I think we should open the house. And
Yes.
there are so many distinguished people with their tons of experience. We should learn from their experience and make it more interactive. To
Yes.
start with, like I would say that why don't you invite Ms. Ritu Gupta, who is handling emergency social care in United Kingdom, to share her views.
Yes, Ritu?
Hello, everyone, and thanks for giving me the time to share my views. First of all, thank you for so many good experiences shared by the eminent speakers so far. And thank you, Rima, for organizing this. I know we'll have technical difficulties, but I think the best part is that everybody is so easy about it. Nobody's complaining and people are taking it in their stride. So I think that's what is important, that we take things in our stride. So Mr. Singh, thank you so much. Very inspirational talk that you opened with, and I think I'm still absorbing that, and it will stay with me for a long time. I just want to say that, you know, I work with Health Colleague and I'm part of the essential services here in UK. So apart from working from home, I do go out to the hospitals and various settings where I am still seeing patients and other people in need. I think for us, the definition of emergency has changed. The thresholds have changed. But I think what is important is that somewhere people know that we are all in it together. That, you know, this is not something which is sparing people despite their wealth, despite their age. You know, there were lots of myths or lots of views about whether it affects younger people more, older people more, but we are seeing that there may be a change or difference in the number of people getting affected in different categories, but it does affect all of us. And I think for us in UK, the big awakening was when our Prime Minister, Boris Johnson, was, you know, diagnosed with it and ended up in intensive care. I think it was a big jolt to the whole country to, you know, feel that, okay, if it can happen to him, it can happen to anyone. I mean, I'll keep it short and sweet, but I think what is important for us to understand, as you pointed out, is humility in the whole thing. There are deep inequalities and how we reward meritocracy. So, like जिसे हम कहते हैं कि यहाँ पर जिसने अच्छी पढ़ाई करी एक अच्छे ओहदे पर पहुंचा हम उसको रिवॉर्ड करते हैं, लेकिन अब हमें ये समझने की जरूरत पड़ी है कि तो एक ओहदा कौन सा है. हमारे जो क्लीनर्स हैं उनकी इम्पोर्टेंस हमें समझ आई है कि चाहे हम हॉस्पिटल में काम कर रहे हैं या अपने घर में जरूरत है, there is they've got a place and we miss them. I know hospitals may, the doctors and nurses and everybody else, all the professionals are working hard, but behind that there's a big workforce which is keeping the place clean, maintaining the hygiene, which is the most important thing in preventing the spread of this virus at the moment. So the financial rewards don't always follow the social esteem, but I think we are beginning to give the social importance and that importance to people in various professions who were neglected. And I think part of it is when we applaud in different countries at different times, once a week or something, you know, whether we light up Diya or whether we just go out and clap for people who are providing services in this environment is very, very, very kind of enlightening. The other thing I would like to say is that, you know, we are doing real-time experiments. So we don't have time to plan how we are responding to things. So situations arise and we have to actually work very, very, very quickly with them to manage them. So everything becomes an emergency. You know, now there is a race to actually find a vaccine for this virus. Normal clinical trials, and it takes up to 10 years for a vaccine to come out. But at the moment, we're talking about 18 months maximum for a vaccine to be available to fight this illness. And I think that's what is actually telling us that industries are adapting. And one of the examples here is that the Mercedes Formula One team has actually teamed up with University College London, which is a university in London, their clinical engineering team, in devising some ventilators, which are not full-fledged ventilators, which take a lot of time, which are very cost, heavy. They are actually building up, they built up in last week 10,000 of these units, which are easier to use. I mean, rather than going into the technicality of it, I think what I'm trying to say is about adaptability, that we are adapting. So they are not manufacturing cars. The Formula car racing is not happening at the moment, but everybody is trying to adapt to the times and producing things which are, useful in this environment. As Dr. Dipali said, I think when we were talking about sleep times, keep to a routine, lower your screen time if possible. Watch less news. I know it's very tempting. We want to know exactly what is going on around us, how coronavirus is affecting us, how it's affecting the world, but maybe keep it maximum to twice a day, if possible, listening to the news. Stay in touch with family and friends. Our sleep does get affected. There is anxiety, there is anxiety at different levels. We are not with our loved ones. We are staying at home. So our dreams are very vivid. What I'm hearing from my own children who are students and still studying because they've got online exam, and other students, that they are very concerned about their future and how it's actually going to impact them. I think to that, I want to say to all the students that, just remember that it's not, you can't control the outcome of your efforts, but you can control your efforts themselves. So keep making effort and the outcomes will follow. The other thing I just want to say is also that, considering that we live in anticipation that कि हम कल शादी में जाएंगे, उसके बाद एक festival में जाएंगे. So we live in anticipation of lots of things that will happen in our life. And at the moment, we don't know. when we will be able to do that, you know, even be able to go to a music festival or even go to the temple to do puja, or, you know, do the graduation ceremony of our children in schools, colleges. But I think living in the moment is easier said than done. We have lots of distractions. We have information overload, and I think what we all need to do is to be able to filter that information to see what is relevant, what is, you know, how much we need it, how much we need it. I mean, a very positive, inspiring story is that only last night, in the last 3 days, there's a 99-year-old war veteran wanted, you know, because in UK, we are still allowed to go once a day or a daily walk or some form of exercise, because it's considered that it's one of the 4 essential activities where people are able to go and buy essential food items, medicine, go to work if it can't be done from home. And the 4th very important thing they've included is that one form of exercise a day. And this 99-year-old man, because he could not go out for any exercise, he actually did 100 laps of his garden. And he's actually last night raised 12 million pounds by doing so. Hats off to him. You know, he wanted to be an inspiring person, and God, you know, he has inspired us all, I think. So just do your bit, remember the bigger picture, try to put things in context, and we shall carry on. You know, I know there are lots of people who have got wealth of experience. I won't say anything to answer any questions at the end. So thank you so much.
इसमें search में डालो, find.
Yeah.
Thank you, Ritu.
Sir, are you saying something?
Very informative. Very.
Yeah, Mr. Vadva want to ask something, I think.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for giving me a opportunity to talk to everybody. The topic was, I joined late. The topic was regarding sleep. And, there are so many eminent health persons are here. But to my knowledge, what I have read is immune system strong. The NSF, National Sleep Foundation, is one of the organization advises aiming for 7 to 8 hours of sleep. But not met, then we are not good at the immune system. For this, what we can do, that we can take additional 2 naps for about 30 minutes each, one in the morning and one in the evening. And if that is also not possible, then we have to take that nap during lunch break and before dinner. And the best way is to keep away from the corona, as our Indian Prime Minister, Mr. Narendra Modi, has given some. Hello? Should I continue?
Yeah.
He has given some directions what we have to do during these days. So that is much appreciable, and throughout the world is being appreciated. And I'm also of the same opinion that let us follow the guidelines given by the government so that we can fight with this corona. And probably we'll be the first country in the world who will get rid of corona after a couple of days, maybe by the mid of May. Thank you.
Unmute नहीं किया करो. Unmute नहीं किया करो.
Hello.
I also agree with Ritu Arya that we should not see that televisions for the whole day. We should have the information once or twice a day, so that we don't fall depression. There's so much casualties are happening in the world, or so many cases are coming. So this practice should be, as far as possible, should be not followed. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Harbhajan sir, I want to ask one question. How important is emotional pitch now needs to move to economic pitch?
Difficult for me to answer actually. You know, at this point of time, we are concerned about lives and we are also concerned about livelihoods. That is why you would have seen the guidelines which have come from the government. And I was analyzing those guidelines and I found that they are trying to, create a fine balance between, restrictions and also to open up gradually. So from 20th onwards, there are certain industries which have been granted relief. Like, agriculture has been granted relief. Public utilities have been granted relief. Then emergency supplies have been granted relief. And the industries also, some of the industries who have been advised under the guidelines that what physical distancing and social distancing mechanisms they need to adapt in order to restart the activity has been given. So I think like we are all, entire globe is going through a big economic crisis, but as we all know that human life is priceless. So like everybody is now trying to gradually open up in a sort of controlled manner, and let us see that how this gap can be managed. One thing which I want to say is, see, like technology has grown in leaps and bounds. If I look back, say 30 years back, if I look, and if I would have seen somebody walking on the street and talking to himself, what would I have told him? Arey, ye to kya hai? Pagal hai. Huh? Now I find every second man with a Bluetooth and walking and talking. But when we used to tell that man who was walking and talking to himself, we used to say that this guy is mad. Why we used to consider him mad? Because he is talking to his own self. Now, when I introspect and I find, and when I ask myself honestly, I find when you are not talking to others, you are talking to your own selves. It is very rare that we are quiet. And what we talk to ourselves makes a lot of difference. If we keep on talking negative to ourselves that we will not come out of it, if we keep on saying the things are going to further deteriorate, that becomes our reality. So as Mr. Vadva was rightly saying, and Ritu Arya was also saying, please reduce the screen time. I would say that please talk positive to yourself. The world has seen many crises and it has always come out of it. So let us try to believe in the values which has stood with this nation at the time of crisis, and I think that we will be able to come out of it.
Thank you, sir. Now I would like to ask Mr. Rajneesh Vadwa. Can you hear me, sir? Mr. Rajneesh?
I can hear you, Rima.
Yes, sir. Sir, please share some views for students, our students, where we want to say prepare or practice at home now.
A great wealth of information has been shared by very many people who've shared the various facets. Various facets that how we can overcome these challenging times. For the student fraternity, there is a suggestion that I think we suddenly forgot that we can keep lives very simple and straight, which we simply lost somewhere. And the race was very different. The struggle was very different. We all moved into spheres, which probably felt that if we do not achieve X, probably that's the end of the world. But the world has shown, Mother Nature has shown to us that it is not the way we've thought it always. Fortunately or unfortunately, it has given us a breather. Nature has given us a breather. God has given us a breather to look back, sit back, and reflect on our selves and understand that where has it all gone wrong. See, we unfortunately created a ring-fenced life. We created a temporary ring around ourselves, our own boundaries, our own notions. our own shortcomings, which we felt that probably I will not go beyond this, I will not go beyond that. Probably I am invincible. I am probably beyond all this. I think all these myths have been broken. All these myths have been challenged and have been broken. Also, one important aspect, which the world will see after, when I say it's post-corona days, it'll be that the paradigm has suddenly shifted from wealth creation. A lot of noise was made around wealth creation. Everybody spoke about wealth creation for the last 2 decades. I think every corporate, everyone talked about that, we must unlock value, we must unlock wealth, we must create wealth. Suddenly, we've all seen that there are people voluntarily helping the underfed, the ones who have not had 2 square meals, or 1 meal in the day. They've all risen to the occasion. So the paradigm is going to shift from wealth creation to wealth sharing or wealth distribution. I think that's the biggest blessing which has happened in the wake of these very difficult times. But yes, as Mr. Harbhajan Singh just said, we as a nation, have a very, I think we are very resilient. Our composition is such that, we have immense ability to strike back and, build it backwards again. Fortunately, we have a very strong workforce, which is from the informal sector as well, which has immense abilities, to defy all econometrics, all economics, all policy frameworks. Today, all these indicators have failed. All these indicators have failed. Whether it was exams, whether it is scoring this high percentages, whether it is that how the indices will perform, how predictability, how the derivatives will work, all of these have been challenged. And there is a new order coming, and which applies for everyone. I think in these times, fortunately, we've got the golden opportunity to sit back, relax, and reflect on our own selves. Take it easy. As I said, keep it simple and straight, or keep it simple and stupid. It applies for everyone. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. There are so many people here, guest speakers, the guests are here. Mr. Rakesh, let me correct first. Mr. Rakesh Garg, he is engineer, executive engineer from DSIDC. And here Miss Manisha is there. Manisha, you want to ask something? Or you want to share your views?
Yeah, thank you, Rima. I just wanted to share what was just now. I heard the views. So I just wanted to add on it. This is a very good shift which has come into the society because of this nature way of telling us or correcting us. So I feel that it is a very good time that we analyze ourselves, and we just small suggestions to everyone. Everybody is so aware these days that just do 5 minutes meditation or breathing exercises before sleeping or getting up in the morning will rejuvenate you, and we can get inside us, and this is a time that we learn that we go inside ourselves. So the same thing, we will realize that what was going on very wrong, or people are going haywire and all that. So it is time for rejuvenation, I think. So sleep is like rejuvenating sleep, and we will learn a lot from this, and whole society will change after this. So we should always expect something good coming up from whatever is happening. So that's all I wanted to share, and say, connected with yourself. Connect with yourself.
Nixon, you want to add something in it?
No, this is, as I told, these challenges will be there throughout our life, and we have to face it. These too will pass, and we will overcome.
Yeah. So, sir, Harbhajan sir.
Yeah, I think like
Here is sir, Mr. Rakesh Garg also, if you want to.
Yeah, Rakesh, you can go ahead, please.
Good afternoon, everybody. It's a great opportunity given by Mrs. Rima, and the time actually is tough for everybody. The period is very crucial for everybody, so it is very wise to go for meditation in the morning and walk in the evening and stay at home and be safe. This is the thing which everybody is saying, and I'm saying that again. And rest of the things has been spoken by many other speakers. So please go ahead, Rima.
But I
Over
just,
to you.
thank you. But I just
Yeah,
want to
please.
ask all our speakers, especially Harbhajan sir, that there must be now new ways of working.
New ways of working. Actually, I'm into the government and
Working.
yeah, new way of working. As I'm working for the government, Delhi government. So machinery is working. Entire machinery is working. Those are actually needed at this moment. They are in the fields, and some of them are working from the home. So nothing in government sector, nothing is changed. Almost we are in the field and we are working round the clock.
हरभजन सर आप शेयर करिए कुछ, क्योंकि whenever I talk to हरभजन सर, वो हमेशा ये बोलते हैं मैं तो डेली मॉर्निंग में 11 बजे रेडी होकर बैठ जाता हूँ और उसके बाद मेरी जूम मीटिंग्स होती हैं, उसके बाद मेरा ये सेट रूटीन है, मैं 15,000 स्टेप्स चलता हूँ डेली और इनका पूरा पैक्ड रहता है और अभी भी इनका सर का कॉल बिजी मिलता है मुझे कभी कभी, या आता है मैसेज आई कॉल लेटर, जो कि आज के दिनों में मुझे लगता है कम एक्सपेक्टेड होता है. तो सर आप एक बार ये शेयर करिए कि न्यू वेज ऑफ वर्किंग में क्या क्या आप अपना व्यू देना चाहिए.
See, like I would say that one is that we will have to adapt to new ways of thinking. Before we really get back to work now, we will have to be more agile, more adaptable to the new work practices which will become a new normal. See, we had been struggling to, get the policies of work from home for everybody. In manufacturing, that is not that easy. But now we are seeing that it is gradually becoming a reality. And once we open up the social distancing pattern, where the people were working in a very close proximity, say like in assembly line, people work very closely. So now we will have to replan the whole style of working so that the physical distancing is also maintained till we come out with some medicine. And I think that the change in the mindset will have to be adapted from the controlled way or authoritarian way of controlling the organization to collaborative ways and more as a team. So from the everything percolating from the top, now it will have to be more sort of bottoms up approach also, which will be required by the organization, and I think that will happen in a big way. I think as has been said earlier, sharing and caring will become the way of life, and as people will see the fragility of life, maybe the tendency to store, the tendency to dominate, these type of things will start reducing, and maybe the relationships will get strengthened. Many a times people, they don't give value to the relationship or the work-life balance which had got distorted. That will again fall back in the place. Some people, I found that they were so absorbed in their work, running after the positions, running after performance, so in such a manner that they had neglected their families. They used to say, we don't have time. But I think that everybody has realized that there is enough time for us, and we need to take care of our family responsibilities also, vis-a-vis the professional responsibilities which are there. Second thing which I want to say is, see, I have experienced this in life, that human beings have two basic languages as human beings. When I see a small child which is born, it either cries or it smiles. When it is in pain, it cries. When it is comfortable, it smiles. And that is universal across the board, wherever you go. So, and as the child grows, then he starts adapting the languages which are pushed into him through their mothers, showing the fan, see that is fan, or this is the nose. And gradually he starts absorbing them, and that becomes mother tongue and national languages and so on. But the core of the human interaction has been through smiles and tears. So we will have to wipe the tears from those who are less fortunate from us, and we will have to extend our smiles to make them happy, so that this world can become more sharing and caring. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, sir. And here with us, Mr. Rajiv Soni is also here. Mr. Rajiv, can you hear me?
Yes, I can. But I need...
Sorry, sir, but quickly, if you can share your views.
Yes, so firstly, I need to have the video okayed on this. I'm not able to see the video.
I'll WhatsApp you, sir.
No, it says you cannot start your video because the host has disabled it.
Acha, okay. Just one.
So that's, yeah, just.
It's on from our side, sir.
Yeah, okay, right. So, I think as far as the sharing of thoughts from all these learned people across that you have here, I was just listening. The main point will be, I think, which you asked was that what are going to be the new ways of working. And I think 2-3 things which I'd like to come straight to the point is that, one, I think the workplace will become a lot more virtual. In this, there'll be interaction with customers that will need to change. I'll give you a very small and a very quick example. This morning, I got a call from some company called eSpine or iSpine to talk about a spinal issue. And that lady got so aggressive with me that she wanted to push me to talk to her at that point of time and come and meet them. I said, look, it's not possible till 3rd. She said, no, sir, but we've got a way of doing it. I said, how can you solve a spinal problem on the internet? I mean, it beats me. So she got aggressive with me. So that's not okay, So I think these people will have to be counseled. They'll have to be trained. So they'll have to be better communication skills. They'll have to have a high degree of patience, because people don't understand what this is all about. They'll also have to control their disappointment and anger. Probably this young lady thought I was a customer for her, and she would get some commission on the amount she'd earn from me, but that's not the way it's going to work. I mean, you cannot push. How can you solve a spinal problem on the internet? I mean, for heaven's sake. Okay, that is one. Second, I think in terms of work, the travel will get limited. Digital payments will increase. Trustworthiness expectation from the customer will increase manifold, because a lot of times when you're not able to meet across and you do things on the internet, you expect a lot of trustworthiness from the other person, and the other person also expects a certain level of trustworthiness that you would make the payment on time. So that will have to increase tremendously. And last but not the least, in terms of new ways of working, will be that I think businesses will have to factor what happens if you are not able to deliver as per the expectation. So that is one. As far as the students is concerned, I think it's very important to understand that the students will have to start preparing themselves for learning anytime, anywhere. And here, I think I'd like to very quickly tell you, and Rima ji, you may not believe it, everybody else here on your panel may not believe it, I developed something 10 years ago. I'm not saying I expected this, but I developed something 10 years ago for students of high school in the commerce group to be able to learn on the fly, to be able to take tests online whenever they wanted, from wherever they wanted, and those tests were graded instantly and they were told. Believe you me, I must have written at least 100 emails to CBSE and they said, you've got to be crazy. It doesn't work like that. Today, they're running back to what. So, a lot of times people don't expect that something is going to come and be so disruptive. So today, technology has not been disruptive. It is the health angle which has totally gone ahead and disrupted everything, which I think is worth sitting back and trying to understand as to what it's all about. So no longer are we going to be interested in multitasking. No longer are we going to be interested in being aggressive, so I think these things need to change. Other than that, I don't think human beings change a lot. We all go to the cremation centers, we all go to pujas, but when we come back, we are back to where we were. So somewhere, I think the truth is somewhere in between. That's it. That's it from my side.
Yes. Unmute कर दो sir. Yes.
Thank you, Rima.
Now all
Thank you for unmuting.
Sir, before you conclude, sir, I just want to say one sentence before you conclude the session. What I understand, earning is directly proportional to our learning. And if you remove L from learning, then earning is left. So I think we should focus on learning on these days. So that's all. And sir, please conclude the session. Harbhajan sir.
I would first say that we will also have to understand that how much earning do we really require to sustain ourselves in the coming times. Maybe we will have to reduce our needs. We will have to get back to the basics, and we will have to get rid of all the tamashas with which the society had covered itself. All that, things which were not really required, but in order to prove a point or in order to maintain a so-called status, people used to spend a lot. I think all that will go for a 6. I would say that first of all, at the outset, I would like to thank each and every one of you who have been participated in this. We wanted to keep it informal, and that is why there had not been much presentations. I, for one, I am not a guy who believes too much in presentations. In fact, I had made a decision seeing the presentation 40 years back, and I am still hanging with it, and my wife still continues to be with me. So no presentations, more informal, which we wanted. And I would say that this is the time to be calm, creative, and compassionate. And let us make use of this time. Trustworthiness is something, as you said, sir, Soni sir, that human beings are human beings. And I really don't know what type of new challenges will emerge and what type of cyber frauds will start happening in the years to come, and what preparedness which we will have. Second is that culturally, it matters a lot. As a nation and as a culture, we still have a very long way to go when it comes to discipline, because many a times the discipline has to be forced in the developing countries. It is unlike the developed nations where people understand. But as I said, that the threat to life had forced everybody to remain disciplined over these weeks. I only hope and pray to God for the good health of everyone. And I pray that the world may continue to become a better place for all of us and for the generations to come. Thank you all for being associated with this.
Thank you, sir. Once you leave, Nixon, you want to conclude?
So that was a very thoughtful conclusion from Harbhajan Singh ji. And
Nixon, start your video.
That is very thoughtful concluding words from Harbhajan ji. It is challenging time for all of us. Let us get prepared for it. As I told earlier, these challenging times, but then let us face this. Let us see that all of us have the strength to overcome these challenges. Times are going to be hard. That is the realistic situation, because both economic slowdown and the impact it is having on the health also. It's going to be a very challenging time, but then we all have the strength as a nation. We have the strength to overcome all this. We have faced earlier also challenges, come out very, very successful. So let us be optimistic in this time. Thank you.
Thank you. I think we can conclude. And if anybody has any point, you are welcome. Else we will conclude the session, please. Please unmute everybody.
Just wanted to say that, you know, I've sent my written message, but I just wanted to say, you know, when we were talking about sleep, just sleep with a dream and wake up with a purpose, and you know, it will help us. That if we think, I've always said to my children that when you wake up, you know, think of your day as when you end it, that you've done one thing different and one thing better than the day before, and also that you've just helped one person in a day. And I think that will make our lives worthwhile. I mean, don't go big, keep it simple, as we all said, you all said. And, you know, I thank you all, you know, really, really inspiring and humbling experience. So thank you.
Okay, thank you all. Thank you. And we conclude this session here. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
काफी लोग थे